Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you could donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. Or otherwise you could look me up on my social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, Getter, Truth Social, Blue Sky, but especially if you could look me up on YouTube, you'll see my created playlists and you'll be able to watch the videos that I watch when I'm not posting on YouTube myself. I think you'll get good content out of them if you watch them. And like and subscribe there also. This one here is former Mossad chief says UK not safe for Jews, reveals Mossad saved many British lives. Former Mossad chief Yossi Cohen warned that Jews are no longer safe in Britain, while revealing that Israel's intelligence agency has helped prevent numerous terror attacks and saved many lives on British soil. We saved many lives on British soil, Cohen said in an interview on Friday with the General and the Journalist podcast produced by the British news outlet The Times. Cohen did not elaborate on the specific operations but said that a former unnamed head of Britain's MI5 personally thanked him for helping the UK prevent what he described as a huge quantity of terror. I quoted your former director of MI5, who said, Yossi, you deserve the Oscar for what you did here. You have disrupted a huge quantity of terror activity inside the United Kingdom. Thank you very much for doing it. I think that the UK government should do exactly the same. Cohen said he served as Mossad chief from 2016 to 2021. Cohen's comments come as growing tensions between Britain and Israel over the Gaza war and British policies towards the Jewish state. The UK expressed support for Israel following the Hamas October 7, 2023 massacre of 1,200 Israelis and the kidnapping of 251 people. However, like other Western governments, London soon became increasingly critical of Israel's military campaign against Hamas in Gaza. Cohen urged the British government to take a more supportive approach towards Israel and to better understand the challenge facing the Jewish state as it defends itself against terrorism. I think that the UK has to be super supportive of the state of Israel as we have been to you when you had suffered terrorism on your lands, the former Mossad chief argued. In 2025, the British government unilaterally recognised a Palestinian state, despite objections from the Jerusalem and Washington, which argued that such a move constituted a de facto reward for the Hamas massacre of Israeli civilians. Cohen also criticised British Prime Minister Andy Burnham over his criticism of Israel's military operations in Gaza. Burnham had argued that his party should have taken a more critical position towards Israel earlier in the war. I know many people feel that the start of Israel's military action in Gaza, my party didn't get it right, and I'm sorry about that. The response has too often been insufficient. We need to do better, Burnham argued last month. He's right there, he definitely does need to do better, but not by creating a Palestinian state, but by apologising to Israel and the Jewish people for the disgusting manner in which Labour has treated the Jews since October 7th and Israel since October 7th also. Cohen rejected the idea that Israel was responsible for initiating the war, while acknowledging that criticism of Israel policy is legitimate. The former Mossad chief emphasised the criticism is okay, but opposing what we are doing It's not okay. The state of Israel never initiated this war in Gaza. The terrorists did. Hamas and Islamic Jihad did. He also warned that Britain is facing a serious terror threat and its rise in anti Semitism has made the country increasingly dangerous for its Jewish population. The UK government should understand that we read what they do, and you have a huge local problem in the United Kingdom today. It is not safe to walk in London streets or in Manchester if you're Jewish, the former Mossad chief assessed. Cohen said British political rhetoric about Israel could also have consequences beyond relations between the two governments. So I understand politics, he continued, and when your prime ministers are communicating to your own audience, yes, we will counter Israel and they're doing genocide in Gaza, blah, blah, blah. This is eventually super poor politics, Cohen said. It is not respecting what the state of Israel is actually doing, not only for us, but for the UK citizens too, the former Mossad chief concluded. And this is true. Britain needs to be more grateful for Israel and the Jewish people for what they've given to our country over many generations of them living within our borders. They have been the most gratifying people to have ever been placed in our nation. And what have they got for it? Vile anti Semitic rhetoric from the highest levels in our government. At least the Conservatives got Israel right. They might have got everything else wrong, but they were right on that stance. And Andy Burnham and Keir Starmer should be hanging their heads in shame. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.